Greetings, one and all, to the most cursed, most cringiest corner of the internet. A YouTube channel content creator actively alienating everyone in both the analog and digital world. Well, welcome and good evening, wonderful dice of all alignments. I am Lunar T8, and this is a Let's Read of Umineko. Come, arise, my children. I am the guide of purgatory. Forgive the deadly sins and hold the 7 stakes. Guided by those magic words which sounded like a command, 7 stakes gathered. There were the stakes of the 7 demons, symbolizing the deadly sins of sinful people. Beelzebub and Asmodeus, come forth and forgive the sins. Release the spirits of the sinners. What? The picks of Beelzebub and Asmodeus responded to Beatrice's call. The 2 stakes of the demons were sucked in through the crack of the door, like billiard balls, struck by a cue stick. Then several scattered noises refracted through the wall, making a sound like a woodpecker, and at the end, a pleasant sound could be heard. It was a small, satisfying sound, like the one heard when someone is chopping firewood and the following axe neatly and easily slices through the wood. It was as though the sound of 2 picks burying themselves deep into Ava and Hideyoshi's foreheads. Right down the middle. Want to see? They definitely heard 2 sounds like a pair of foreheads being split open. Battler wasn't permitted to see it since he was on the other side of the door. But those 2 had died again, and this second time, they lay not an inch apart from where they had lain the last time, when the exact same blood spray as before. Yet you moron, that's insane. You think you can just kill them like that? I can kill them. I can kill them just like this. Cackle, cackle, cackle. Suddenly they were no longer in the hall, but seated at the tea party they had started from. Everyone but Battler was sitting meekly, but Cannon was moaning, fresh blood dangling from his mouth. What a rude thing to do at a tea party. Satan's stake was buried deep into Cannon's chest. Ooh, gah! Cannon-kun! Cannon-kun! Damn it! Battler was the only one getting agitated. George, Jessica, Shen, and everyone else was meekly hanging their heads like students being yelled at by their teacher. Cannon was captivated by a trifling anger and tried to disturb my banquet. Being easily captivated by anger is your deadly sin. Cleanse yourself, repent, and do it over. Beatrice-sama, please forgive him. I think Cannon-kun has repented enough. Wonderful. I am generous to those who respect me. Cackle, cackle. Don't screw with me. Do you think I'll accept your existence because of this cheap act? Like hell, you're a 1,000-year-old witch. Your tricks aren't 1,000 years old, they're just the sum of a century of classic tricks from the mystery genre. There's no such thing as magic. Definitely not. All of the crimes can be explained with humans and tricks. Cackle, cackle. You would explain my 1,000 years with 100 years of humans? Good, good. This is precisely why I've taken a liking to you. Foolish Battler. Hehehehe. Cut it out, Battler-kun. You can't go against the witch. Oh. Shannon started moaning, holding her cheek. Maybe she had a toothache. But apparently it wasn't a toothache after all. A slight redness spread across the cheek Shannon was holding. It looked like that redness was causing Shannon unbearable pain. Her fingers were pressing against her cheek, and drops of sweat appeared all over her body. Shannon? Shannon! Hang in there, hang in there! What's going on? Damn it, what the hell is that red stuff? It expanded rapidly, covering half of Shannon's face. Then the stupid dunce, Battler, finally realized. But please, Battler-kun, please believe in Beatrice, I beg you. Because you won't believe, the magic is dissolving. For the first time in his life, Battler heard that sound, like a pomegranate splitting. The red spray even landed on Battler's face. Poor Shannon's face had been split in half, and her last horrible moments in that storehouse were repeated once again. Wah, Shannon, wah. Damn it. Stop it. Don't humiliate the dead. Wah, yeah. This time the redness spread across George's entire body. It was like the beautiful cloud drawn by milk when it's poured in black tea. It spread out and extended across his entire body. As it did, it seemed to give George increasingly greater pain. Looking at this bizarre spectacle, Battler was petrified as he frantically thought, with his pitifully clumsy imagination, about the nature of this strange death George and the rest were experiencing. Eventually, that redness reached the nearby Jessica as well. So stop it. What did Aniki do? What did Jessica do? Just stop it. But Battler, don't let the witch break your spirit. Deny her, erase her, and as long as at least one person denies her, she's an illusion that can't exist. Are you okay, Jessica? What? Aniki? George was no longer recognizable as a human. He looked like a pile of leftover meat after the good, delicious meat had been scraped off to be cooked. The only thing that even resembled a human was the shape of his lower jaw and rib cage, and it was clear that Jessica, who was covered with a steadily strengthening redness, was approaching the same fate. Ooh. Battler, quickly believe in Beatrice. If you don't, everyone's magic will dissolve. Maria, it's all over your body too. I revive all the dead with my magic. But as long as you don't believe, that magic will hold no true power. Cackle, but I'm sure that a man like yourself won't surrender to something like this, right? But Battler, we didn't want to doubt our friends. We refused to face reality and gave in to the witch. But Battler, you won't give in to the witch. Yuck. Jessica, yeah. Poor Jessica met the same end. Just like George, she ended up like a butcher's leftovers. George and Jessica were now so destroyed, melted, and mixed up, it was impossible to tell them apart. Battler, don't cry. Beatrice will restore the dead over and over. So there's nothing to be sad about. So even if we die, we're still just fine. The redness began eating into the whole of Maria's body. The foolish Battler watched and screamed. I won't forgive you. I'll never forgive you. A witch? Magic? I'll risk my body and soul to deny you. No matter what happens, I can't accept you. Now that you've gone so far to piss me off, I'll never forgive you. I won't forgive. I definitely won't forgive you. You'll regret making me, Usha Romeo Battler, your enemy. I'll deny you. No matter what. No matter how baffling things get, it can all be explained by humans. I'll erase every cell of you from this world. Well said, Battler, was it? That's just a thing to divert me from my 1,000 years of boredom. You really should get a Super Nintendo or something. Come, explain. Try explaining it all with humans and tricks, and learn how lowly humans are. Probably something to do with nanomachines or Senator Armstrong. Let's see if what humanity has built up in 100 years can oppose my 1,000 years. That's what will make forcing you to submit so pleasant. So tell me, you who call yourself Battler, what about Maria's letter? How the 6 were killed, the shutter, the receipt's seal, the closed room with the chain, Cannon in the boiler room, Genji and the others in the lounge. You guys remember the movie Clue? Natsuhi's suicide, the riddle of the epitaph, the location of the hidden gold. Yes, Battler, why don't you show me the power of humans? Large text. I don't read Japanese. I'll eventually learn it, but German before that. Still procrastinating on that. I assume this is credits. I have no context to go by. I will say this, I really do like the soundtrack to this game. I really don't like wearing hats. I like that wing design. Okay. The gauntlet is thrown. Okay. How do I... Okay. Hello? What sort of black tea shall I prepare next? Allow me to display every refined tea that ever was and ever shall be. That actually sounds nice. Hello there. Dried plum black tea. Why do you look really depressed? The kind that goes for 200 yen a pack. Cackle cackle, for 1,000 years I have been fond of black tea, but I did not know of such a thing. I will never tire of living in this world. Beato, you don't have to display such hostility. I am just a wandering witch. I didn't come with the intention of violating the rules of your territory. Cackle cackle, hostility. I bear nothing of the sort. I like this outfit more. But everyone is dressed so spiffy in this game. I am just terribly concerned with seeing to it that the legendary witch Lady Burned Castell is well attended to. You misunderstand. I am powerless. Before a witch such as you who possesses the dreadful power to kill an individual 100 times, I am completely powerless. That a powerless lady witch like you possesses a power that none can approach is what is truly terrifying. After all, that great witch Lady Lambda Delta was dethroned by you alone. And I only won an endurance contest. She simply got tired. That is not what Lady Lambda Delta said, though. Cackle, cackle, cackle. Too much humility can be unseemly, Lady Burned Castell. That girl has a dreadful power. The power to kill an individual without fail. However, without fail doesn't exist in this world. No matter how many times you divide 1, you can never reach 0. That girl has the power to bring the odds of failure down to almost exactly 0. The power to give rise to almost perfect certainty. I hope I never have to fight such a terrifying witch again. However, you have the power to cause success without fail, as long as the odds are not 0. Though you say without fail doesn't exist in this world, you possess an infallible power yourself. How very terrifying, cackle cackle. The power to kill an individual endlessly. I think you're the more terrifying one. You jest. From your point of view, mine is but a trifling power. This is most certainly what one would call an empty praise. Call it flattery to make it up for the cost of staying here. I am a fleeing traveler who crosses the fragments, continually running from boredom. I simply came around because I heard you'd started something interesting. Have no doubts that I would choose to leave as soon as you are no longer interesting. Cackle, cackle. I, Beatrice, am deeply and humbly delighted to have the great Lady Burncastel as an observer. Cackle, cackle. And so, your impressions? Lambda Delta is terrifying because of her cruelty. But she's a girl I can understand. You do seem to be capable of affection, but I can't understand you at all. That makes you much more terrifying than her. Cackle, cackle, cackle. I am fickle by nature. Do forgive me. Besides, I believe you also enjoy entrusting your fate to the roll of fickle dice, right, Lady Burncastel? When I roll the dice, I have a roll I clearly want to get. Unlike you. You, on the other hand, never let the dice fall from your hand. So, whatever the roll might have been, you're never disappointed. Whatever roll the dice show you, you are satisfied without fail. In that sense, you far surpass me. You're the one I really don't want to fight with. Inside of you, there's nothing but 0. That's why I can't win against you with my power. It's the worst compatibility. Perhaps Lambda Delta, on the other hand, has a good compatibility against you, since she would be able to kill your endless nature. Cackle, 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 cackle. Oh yes, witches truly are the best people to enjoy black tea with. One doesn't get bored. Cackle, cackle. Then I'm relieved. Boredom is the only poison that can kill me. So, don't kill me, okay? Lady Beatrice, Endless Witch. If such is your wish, I, Beatrice, shall show you an even better time. In that case, wouldn't it be best if I brought the next chessboard in right away? It seems the next tale would do more for you than another cup of black tea. Just wait for a moment. Cackle, cackle. Something troublesome seems to have taken a liking to you. I'd really like to lend you my power, but as you just heard, that girl's power and mine have a very bad compatibility. Unfortunately, unfortunate as that may be, but you really are pitiful, so I'll help you out just a bit. First of all, about that girl. She does have the name Beatrice, but that doesn't necessarily mean she is one individual woman. Get what I mean? In other words, she's not some human. Her existence is a personification of the rules of this world. To beat her, you have to expose the rules of this world and unravel them. Perhaps this can be likened to learning the rules of chess by watching a game. First, take a good look at the chessboard, then learn the movements and roles of the pieces, then look for the conditions required to win at her game. When you've managed to reveal all these things, her heart will be exposed. After that, you can rip it apart and crush it as you please. I am being quite generous. In the past, when I had a human body, it took me 100 years to notice even this much. This is my meager farewell gift to you, the pitiful one, captured by Beato. It's just like a spoon. A spoon can be used for more than just drinking soup. You can use it to dig through the prison you were locked in, or as a weapon to gouge the witch's eyes out. Of course, you can also use the spoon to continually sip the watery soup inside your eternal cell. Don't get the wrong idea. I have no intention of becoming your ally. I do feel empathy for you, but I won't help you. It's like I'm sitting in front of the television yelling at you on the other side, even though my voice won't reach you. So, you understand that I am a witch, right? I intend to enjoy this endless tale that Beato is going to weave until I tire of it, but that alone won't hold my interest. That's why I'll lend you my power. It's all so that I don't get tired of this. I feel a good description of me is... My curiosity knows no bounds, but my hatred of violence borders on a phobia. I am the cruelest witch in the world. Whoever the opponent may be, I'll make them surrender with certainty. Even if it's Beatrice, the Endless Witch, okay? You are my game piece. Give it your best shot. Isn't that why Dr. Robotnik and Sonic fight forever? Just to not be bored? I'll give you advice sometimes. Out of her sight. Don't bore me, okay? Giggle, giggle, giggle. Oh, that's different. Okay. So the whole point of the resurrection thing is so you can read the different... Turn of the Golden Witch. Good morning. The Golden Witch eagerly awaits your arrival. Please grant her that wish. Were you able to get a good rest and perfect your strategy? The witch expects a lot from you. and is more than ready to launch an assault right from the start. I also look forward to seeing your strategy. The difficulty level is extreme. The witch intends to make you surrender all at once. This story is very obviously fictional and fantastical in nature, in resemblance to something. I like aquariums and zoos. George-sama, please look. Then again, I'm also the kind of person who likes to go to museums. I'm also the kind of person who likes to go walk on bike trails. And even though I do certainly enjoy music a great deal, I don't really bring electronics with me, other than a phone for if I need one for emergency reasons. But aside from that, I don't look at my phone when I'm on the bike trail. I just walk, though. I don't actually ride a bicycle. But I like to go walk on the bicycle. Walk on the bike path. Sometimes I'll talk to myself and think about things very deeply, and other times I'll just walk quietly and just enjoy nature and listen to the sound of the wind rustling the trees. It just recently started snowing, and it's really cold out there, so I probably won't go out there for a bit just because it's too cold. I do tend to like the temperature a little bit lower than most people, but even with a coat on, that's too cold out there. But I like, heck, if I could walk around a peaceful version of any sort of video game, anime, or even story like this environment, that'd be nice. I do have to say again that my personality is a mix of Maria and Battler. Then again, I have said my personality can be described as a mix of 11 Dragon Ball Z fusions of anime characters. Fusion 1 would be Yusuke Urameshi and Sailor Moon. Fusion 2 would be Astolfo and Jack Hanma. Fusion 3 is Chrono Gorgon from Soul Eater and Vash's Stampede. 4 is Stein from Soul Eater and Nagisa from Assassination Classroom. 5 is Chip the Cable Guy, played by Jim Carrey, and Ernest P. Worrell, played by Jim Varney. Fusion 6, Vegeta, and the 2003 Guilty Gear XX Testament. Fusion 7, Goku and Tsukasa from Dot Hack Sign. Fusion 8, Shinji Ikari from Evangelion and Zelos Battalion from The Slayers. Fusion 9, Lichtbach Rihito from Plunderer and Takumi Nishijo from Chaos Head Noah. Fusion 10, Date from AI The Somnium Files and Mikan Sumiki from Danganronpa 2, Paradise Despair Island. And Fusion 11, Mega Man Volnut from Mega Man Legends, and Alucard from Team 4 Star. Now, if you guys want, look at the posts on my channel. The most recent one you'll find is a picture of a Lumi Zoldyck. If you want, you can picture that I look like that, or any of the pictures featured in the post below that. I'll thank all of you for joining me on this video, and I will be trying to keep all the videos under half an hour from now on, and try to not go on tangents, but no promises on anything. In fact, I promise nothing, and I guarantee even less. And the only thing consistent about my channel is complete and total lack of professionalism. That being said, if you guys have any anime or video games you'd like to share, to let me know, to check out, and heck, if there's maybe some video games you'd like to see me try to Let's Play, at least let me know. I'll at least look at them, but no, more than likely, if they're expensive, I probably won't, or if my computer can't handle them. But aside from that, thanks for listening to this Otaku Ramble, and if you could, give me a hug. I would really appreciate a hug. Very much. Thank you.